One thing I didn't expect when I first moved to America was just how polite people are here.
You better take cover.
Not more polite than Australians, just polite in very specific places. Places that back home wouldn't even register. And I don't mean this as criticism. It's actually kind of fascinating because after 8 years of living here, I've realized Americans aren't polite all the time. They're polite about certain moments, certain situations. And once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. The first thing that really stood out to me was how often Americans apologize for simply existing. You'll hear things like, sorry to bother you, before asking someone whose literal job it is to help them. People apologize for walking past you. They apologize for standing too close to you. They apologize before asking a question. And the thing is, it's not fake. It's not sarcastic. It's genuinely polite. It's just very constant. In Australia, if you need help, you just ask. You don't set up a pre-apology. You don't soften the request. You go, hey mate, quick question for you. And that's it. There's no emotional paperwork beforehand. Doors in America are like a social contract. Someone will hold a door open for you from a distance that feels pretty optimistic that you're actually going to make it there. You're still several meters away and suddenly you're committed to a polite half jog so you don't look ungrateful. There's eye contact. There's a little nod. Sometimes there's that wave. There's a shared understanding that this door has now become a joint project. I once had someone hold a door open for me to a store. I wasn't even planning on going into it. I was actually heading to the store next door to it. But at that point, it kind of felt too awkward to change course. So I went into the store. I walked around for a bit, nodded politely, and eventually walked out with a new set of bed sheets that I had absolutely no intention of originally buying. In Australia, there's a very simple system. If you're close, the door stays open. If you're far, the door closes. No one's offended by this. No one speeds up. No one accidentally buys bed sheets that they don't need. But in the US, the door becomes an event, a brief but meaningful moment of civic cooperation between two people. Americans are extremely polite to service staff. Lots of thanking, lots of reassurance. You're doing great. No rush at all. I'm so sorry to ask this, but even when nothing has gone wrong, but especially when something has gone wrong. Someone will be given the wrong order and still apologize while sending that food back. I'm so sorry. I hate to be a pain. This just isn't what I ordered. Delivered gently, delivered often with a smile as well. Ordered a rare steak, got a well done one. I'm so sorry. Could you have this one recooked? The first time I had to send food back here, it was clearly wrong. No ambiguity. And I still found myself saying, I'm really sorry, as if I was the one that made the mistake. And the server, well, she was lovely, completely unfazed. But I walked away thinking I would have never apologized like that back home. In Australia, it's usually much simpler. No edge, no drama, no apology required. Not rude, just direct, straight to the point. Americans are very good at cushioning compliments. Now, a compliment here rarely travels alone. It usually comes with a disclaimer or an apology. Things like, I don't want this to sound weird, but this might be a strange thing to say, sorry, before the compliment even arrives. So, for example, sorry, this is a random thing to say, but your accent is really nice. Yeah, I hear that one quite often. Supermarkets, gas stations, etc. And what always strikes me is that people apologize for the compliment themselves. They'll say something like, sorry, I hope that's okay. I just really like your accent. And suddenly I feel bad for them, slightly embarrassed even. Like they've crossed some invisible line, even though they haven't at all. Refusing something in America often takes a few steps. Oh no, it's fine. Are you sure? I really don't mind. I don't want to be a bother. It actually reminds me of a dance. Not something fast or sharp. It actually reminds me more of a slow waltz. A few steps forward, a few steps back. Now, Americans are remarkably polite even when they are unhappy. Things like, I don't want to cause trouble, or I'm not upset, I just wanted to let you know. You hear those sort of things all the time. Now, what took me a while to get used to was how conflict can sound here, because it is different to back home. And only afterwards realizing an issue had been raised that was incredibly polite and also very clear. So after 8 years here, I still catch myself apologizing for things I never would have done for back home. Not because I have to, but because politeness is surprisingly contagious. Catch you in the next one. Hooroo, mateys.